You achieving the big things that you desire has a lot to do with what you choose to do, but also a lot to do with what you should avoid. When you say yes to one thing, you are in essence saying no to another. So you can't do all things at all times. You have to be selective if you're going to achieve the best things that you desire. That is really what life is about, a balance. You sacrifice some things so that you can gain others, and you gain other things so that you can lose others. It's just a balance. But you have to be intentional about what are you sacrificing and what are you gaining. Are you aware? Because sometimes you're sacrificing the things that you really want to keep, and that can just be messed up. So today, I'm going to help you and help me really, because it's also a reminder to me that I have to be aware of what I'm trading off and if it's really the right thing for me to do. Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives. They're making that income, they're making that impact, and living fulfilling lives. If that's what you want to achieve with your life, income and impact, then you're in a great place. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mavis, and I'm excited today to share 6 things that you should stop doing. Why should you stop doing these things? Because they'll waste your time, because they'll distract you. Because in a world full of options, distraction is your biggest enemy. I'm a Christian, so I have so many Christian references to these things, but I'm going to say that if the devil can't destroy you, he will distract you. I read that somewhere. It's not an original to me, but I thought it was powerful. If the devil can't destroy you, he will distract you. And so you have to really be focused. If you are ambitious, if you want to be better than where you're coming from, if you have a goal to elevate your life and elevate your family and just do great things and just live your best life, then you have to be aware that there are distractions that will exist. And these distractions don't come like distractions. They come as beautiful things that you enjoy, things that you delight in, but they will still kill and destroy from your life. So you have to be on guard. So these 6 things are things that I'm telling myself I need to stop at this point so that I can move forward with power, and I'm sharing them with you. So if you're doing these as well, stop so that we can move forward and achieve the income and impact that we want. You ready for it? Let's go. The first thing, stop spending so much time on social media. Stop. There is so much that happens on social. It's so exciting, so versatile. But social media is designed to just steal your attention. The beautiful things that you achieve, the great things, the amazing things you achieve in life come from you giving focused attention to something that you value. Your work, your business, your classes, whatever you're doing right now requires your full attention. There is a time for social media. It serves amazingly for motivation, for connection, for inspiration, for entertainment. There are so many good things that social media can bring in your life, and I have benefited from that, honestly. But you have to really put it in its place. Because if you don't, it just comes to destroy everything. When I say destroy, what I mean is it will just take your time. You find that you have a good relationship, you can't even sustain it because both of you are in social media, entertaining whoever, whatever. Sometimes it's not even doing anything beneficial. It's just like laughing at TikToks. It happens. Your child is there showing you something and you're like, I see. You can't even give him attention because you're engrossed in this. That is where you realize there is a problem. If you know you need to study, you have an exam, but you're still here. If you know that you stopped being beneficial, but now you're just gossiping and now just looking at people, judging people, you're comparing, now you're feeling less than because of your time there, you just know it's become too much. Because if you can't control your attention, you have given up control of your life. Whatever has your attention will have your heart. And if it has your heart, it will control you. So it's important for you to put social media in its place. And for me, I have had to download an app. I don't know for Apple users, the Apple phone does it on its own, but for me, I use Android right now, moving to Apple soon, really, I just miss it. But there was no way of me tracking my usage of apps and blogging, but I decided I needed it because I acknowledge the fact that I am social. I do love interacting with people. Sometimes it's just watching fashion pictures and fashion reels. Sometimes it's just laughing. Sometimes it's whatever. But if I am sober and clear-headed right now, that's the best time for me to set up those limits. How much time should I spend on this? And when you add it up, you get really shaken to realize that you spend 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours on social media doing nothing. No, I work on social media a lot, but I was honest enough to say most of my time there is not work. Most of my time there is play. So social media is beneficial. You can build a business, you can kickstart your career, you can make so much progress in your life, you can connect with the right people, build relationships, but most of the time you are wasting your life away. And in the past, if you wanted to waste your life away, you needed to really get organized, call a few friends, have some money, get it into your pocket and go somewhere. But now you just need to stay on your phone. You can find that the whole week that you needed to prepare for that exam, for that interview, to invest in that job, in that business, you have given it away to social media. So please, stop spending endless time on social media. Give yourself limits, sober limits. Challenge yourself to say, okay, I'm spending 2 hours right now. Can I do half of that? And then reduce it and reduce it to make it intentional. You don't want this constant social media that eats on your focus. It eats on your relationship. It eats on your quality thinking. It eats on your quality communicating. It eats on your quality meditation. Sometimes your brain just needs quietness. And you can be quiet for a minute and you take your phone to just check. You know, that kind of thing. So detach yourself from it. Detach yourself and audit your time there so that it can be beneficial. And you can stop wasting your life away. The next thing you need to stop doing is to stop lying to yourself. I think you're lying to yourself about the last point I just made as well. Stop lying to yourself. Be honest. Be honest with yourself about what is working in your life and what is not working. Is that business working? Is that relationship working? Do you see that red flag? Are you going to proceed? Do you think things will change? Are you at your best? Do you need to upgrade your skills? Did you really deserve that promotion, or you're just hoping it just happened because whatever? There's no reason. You don't deserve it. There are different things we tell ourselves, and me looking back, I remember one of the lies I used to tell myself was my boss was terrible. I didn't deserve the treatment I got. It was terrible. But looking back, I'm like, I was a terrible employee too. I really didn't own up to my side, and therefore that prevents improvement. And if you don't own up to the mistakes you're making in the moment, if you don't own up to the excuses you're making, you just carry them to your next phase in life and you contaminate that next phase. You'll be ineffective across the board. So if you're lying to yourself in your fitness, you lie to yourself in your school, you lie to yourself in this, like, I'm doing my best, you know you're not doing your best. You're like, oh, God's will is the best. You don't even understand God's will. You say, oh no, but I'm supporting you. You don't even support that person. So be honest. Don't be a double-minded person, because a double-minded person is that kind of person that can't progress because they're already fighting within themselves. You know how a divided kingdom cannot prosper? Now imagine if that divided kingdom is you. A part of you is telling the truth and a part of you is lying to you. You will not go far at all. So be honest with yourself and know which ones are excuses and which excuses you're prone to make and at what times. Because sometimes it's like, I know I will make excuses and not work out if I have to work out in the evenings. So to avoid that, I work out in the morning. But to say, no, but I'm just a busy person, you're lying to yourself and derailing your own progress. So stop it. Just be honest with yourself. The next thing is, stop comparing yourself to other people. When people are on a different dress, is it fair to compare them? You are a runner, and this one is a swimmer. You're like, on your marks, get set, go! Is this going to be a fair competition? These people have different destinations, different skill sets, different races altogether. It's not fair to compare. It actually disadvantages both of them. They are not on the same plane. But even if they were on the same plane, their destinations are different. So you and I can't compete. You and I can't compare. We're competing for what? Comparing on what basis? You are different from me. Your DNA, just everything about you is different. Even if we were similar, even if we were twins, there would still be differences in perspective, in mindset, in desires. So when you compare yourself to other people, you diminish yourself. In essence, are looking down on yourself and your gifts. You can't prosper in life looking down on yourself. You need to celebrate yourself. That allows you to celebrate others. And when you celebrate others, you can connect and collaborate, which will add to your life and your achievements. You want to win when you feel like everyone is your competition. You can't succeed if when you sit with me, all you want to do is show off what you have achieved. That is an insecurity that is coming from comparison, because you feel like I have to impress you, I have to impress you. You miss out on an opportunity for a helpful discussion because you have wasted the whole time showing off or lying or pretending. So stop comparing. You sit with somebody in the bus, you sit with somebody in the plane, you sit with somebody in a meeting. Be authentic. You're there lying, and that person was sent by God to assist you in your struggle that you're lying about. You miss out on so much when you see people as that competition or somebody to compare against. Like, oh, in our class, I'm the one who is now the CEO. In my no, the races are different. The destinations are different. You will not know my full story. I will not know your full story, and therefore I can't and I shouldn't compare. It doesn't help anything, and it will lead to just frustration. The next thing, stop doubting your worth and your ability. This is a fruit of not investing in yourself. Because if you're not doing work on yourself, your confidence, your skill set, your field, you tend to feel like you don't deserve. You tend to doubt what you're able to do. Even if it's not a qualification, official qualification from a university or whatever, just you investing in yourself, like reading a book, studying something, it shows you that you're able. For me, fitness does this so well. It allows me to break boundaries that I thought existed. I was never a fit person. I was not that sporty really. So when I came into fitness, I came with a short-term mindset. I wanted quick results, low effort, and get out. But over time, I learned to desire more solid results. Not just weight loss for today, but a healthier lifestyle. And so I started pushing my own limits. I started understanding my own capabilities. I was surprised because I used to celebrate my inability to focus. I used to think, oh, I can't stay focused. I can't. It's not possible. I'm here, I'm there, I'm spontaneous. I can't be stuck on one thing. But I realized, no, I just need the right motivation. And it might be harder than other people who are maybe naturally focused, but I can. When I am motivated, when I'm clear what I'm doing, I can be focused. So now I don't doubt my ability. You can say, oh, this is tough. I'll say, I can learn it. Or you say, this is impossible. I'll say, I can do it. And I was telling my husband the other day, we were talking about what do you like about yourself? And I was like, I like my resilience. I didn't know I was resilient. I didn't know it. And I feel like in my younger life, I lived life thinking that is a quality I shouldn't even aspire to. But that has benefited me a lot in my life. How did I know that I'm resilient? I invested in myself. I started learning about my mind, my ability. I started praying more, seeking God more. Then I started finding dimensions of me, my thought processes. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know I had these answers. I didn't know I had these gifts and talents. I didn't know I had these abilities. So when you doubt yourself, if you do, you have to acknowledge that that comes from lack of investing in yourself. And that doesn't mean just official qualifications. That means your soft skills, your self-awareness, your center, your faith. Invest in that, and the doubt will have to fade. And you need that confidence, not doubt, for you to prosper in whatever you do in life. So stop doubting yourself. Start investing in yourself. The next thing to stop is judging others and gossiping. This took a while for me to get out of my system. I never used to actively gossip, like, let's talk about these people, but I would listen. I would want to receive updates. And I was one of those people who would say, oh, I want to pray for them. How is it going with them? It's just me seeking updates without being direct about it. I was curious about people's lives. I was curious about what they were doing. I am not that anymore. And it took me a while to train that out of my system, because I realized that what would happen is, because I'm paying so much attention on people and their negative experiences, when I wanted to do something for me, I would feel like people are paying attention on my negative experiences as well. So what I was putting out is what I was getting. So that would stop me from taking chances or taking risks. I would feel like, oh, people will judge me because I was judging people. I would say people will gossip about me because I was gossiping about people. So what you give out, you get back, multiplied, increased to the overflow. So stop judging, stop gossiping, keep a clear head. There's so many things for you to talk about and connect with your friends over. So many things, helpful things. And every time I'm sitting with my friends or whoever and they want us to talk about somebody else on their flaws, I'm like, but we have so many things in our lives that need fixing. Let's talk about fixing those. Or if you don't have things in your life that need fixing, I'll tell you my things. I need help in this area. How can you help me? That for me is more helpful than talking about other people and things that don't matter in the long run to me. If I want to help you with the issues you're facing, I'll come forward to you and say, I heard you're doing this, or are you struggling with this, can I help? But if I can't help, and if I'm not going to pray about you, then it's just gossip. So I'll let it pass. That took a lot. It took a lot of training. It took a lot of unfollowing people and places on my social media. And then also in physical, it took a lot of training. My friends, when they come and we talk together, I'll redirect the discussions, and it came to a place where nobody comes to me for gossip. Nobody gossips with me about anything. In the past, people would tell me what others were gossiping about concerning me. And then I used to listen to that because it was about me, but I realized it doesn't help me at all. Why am I getting feedback from people who won't benefit me? People who gossip about me or talk about me behind closed doors, let them have that conversation. I don't want to be part of it. It doesn't help me, it doesn't affect me. They are not the people who will open doors for me. They're not the people I'm serving. So I don't want to hear that. So that I shut down as well. I told my friends, please, when you hear people talk about me, about what I'm doing, I'm present on social media, I speak loudly and everything. I know people have opinions. I'm like, but please don't update me on that. I'd like to have a clear head. I have a mission to accomplish. I can't be distracted. So that really helped me in a big way as well. Just allowed me to pursue my goals without thinking of, oh, what will people say, others, and this and that. That is beautiful to operate in a clear head like that in this world. So amazing. And I appreciate the work that was put in to get to that place. The next thing is stop caring what other people say. It's really connected to the previous point about judging and gossiping. But this is just where you're not judging or gossiping, but you just care too much what people say. You fear people's judgment. You fear people's opinions. You want to keep a certain appearance. You know, you're like, oh, I want them to think I'm successful. I want everyone to think this. I want this. And this is where people say you get broke trying to impress people who don't matter. You're trying to do too much for people who don't exist even. Sometimes you're like, no, haters, and they don't exist. Sometimes you're like, oh no, what will they say? Which ones? All right? So you might have imaginary people like that, or maybe distant people who are doing that, and you're afraid of them. It might also be from maybe your family. You're afraid, what will my family say? What will they say? All that. If your decisions come from a place of what will they say, they are decisions that will really frustrate. They're decisions that will not bring fruit. They are decisions that you will probably regret later in life, because those are not good decisions. Good decisions should have pros and cons in themselves, not in other people's heads. Good decisions should have God's approval, and they should match your gifts and talents and your vision. Those are good decisions. But if this comes to mind, what will people say? What will people think? Then the battle is lost already. Okay. Those are my 6 things that I believe I need to stop. And some I've stopped already, but it's just a reminder, stop doing this and be resilient in making sure you don't do these things. Do you have any similar things that you would want to add? Share in the comments below. And do you relate to any one of them? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know your thoughts. My name is Mavis, time is up and Chata. You can reach out to me on social media. I'd love to hear from you. And you can also work with me. There are links in the description box. Check them out. And I'm here every week with valuable content that will uplift you and help you make income and impact. You want to do that? Let's do it together. See you next week. Okay.